If you are interested in getting approved for a city personal loan, here is the overview that you need to really pay attention to. So when we talk about Citibank, you need to understand that Citibank actually has positioned itself as a national institution that appeals to a specific type of customers. Okay, so Citibank is great for people who are existing Citibank customers. In other words, if you already have a relationship with Citibank, this will help you a lot getting approved for a city personal loan. What I'm trying to say here is, if you are contemplating a city personal loan right now, you're sitting there, you're listening to me, you want to apply for a loan, and you don't have a Citibank personal account, either savings account or checking account, you're not going to qualify. So you first want to build a relationship with Citi. You want to have a deposit account to qualify for a Citibank loan, okay? And the Citibank is also great for people who are looking for a short-term loan. So customers interested in a Citibank personal loan can qualify for the lowest interest rate available if they choose a repayment term of 36 months or less, okay? And if you take out at least $10,000 and you have I would say, fair to excellent credit. So this is really important. Now, what I want to say here is that you actually have to think about whether or not the 3 years that I just spoke about, the 3 year repayment window, is actually good for you. Okay, and so it is what it is. So, but Citibank is not right for people who have excellent credit. So consumers with high credit scores may qualify for lower interest rates with other personal loan companies. For example, you have Lightstream that offers a personal loan starting at around 3%. By the way, Lightstream is a unit of Truist. It's an online arm of Truist. So again, I mean, because when you compare it, like Citibank, their personal loan rates, the interest rates start around at around 7 to 8%. But when you actually compare and contrast that with Lightstream, for example, which start at around 3%, there is no real comparison. Okay, and so Citibank is also not right for consumers who are actually who want to have a large loan. So Citibank has a much lower loan amount limit than what's available with other personal loans. Some personal loan company like SoFi, for example, have a maximum loan amount of $100,000, while others like Upstart have a maximum amount of $50,000. So if you need to borrow a lot of money, then Citibank may not be the best option for you. It's really important to understand that, because loan amounts actually range from 2,000 all the way to 30,000. So yeah, it is what it is. Let's actually get into the details here, okay? Now, by the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We're having a quick convo about city personal loans. And what I want to say here is that when we talk about Citibank, specifically about the city personal loans, let's talk about the loan amounts in terms. So right off the bat, I want to say that loan amounts, you're looking at 2,000 to 30,000. Okay, 2,000, 30,000. That's the delta you have to work on. So, and this is it's a pity though. It's a pity because the maximum amount is much lower than what other lenders offer, and you have loan terms. So Citibank borrowers can choose from a 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60-month term. So these terms are more flexible than what other lenders offers, although there are more companies that provide longer terms for personal loans. Okay, that's really what you need to think about. Now, when we talk about the personal loan cost, the APR actually range from 7.99% to 23.99%. So this is again the delta I want you to think about, and this depends on your credit worthiness. So if Citi approves you, if you have bad credit or you have less than stellar credit, the maximum you can actually get is 23.99%. Okay, and but in terms of origination fees, unlike other personal lenders, Citibank does not charge you an origination fee. So origination fees can actually range from 1% to 8% of the loan amount. So borrowers may actually save a lot through Citibank. This is what we love about Citibank loans. Even though they approve you for lower limits, you probably don't have to deal with the origination fees. And but there are late fees though. If you make a payment 10 days after the due date, Citibank will charge you a $25 late fee. And there could be some additional fees that you have to reckon with also. So if you are, let's say, if you are 60 days late on your Citibank personal loan, the APR may increase by 2%. So there is also a $25 return payment fee. So you do have a constellation of fees to actually think about. You also have prepayment penalty fees in some cases, even though Citibank does not have this in at least in the majority of states. Okay, so if you happen to pay off your loan ahead of time, ahead of schedule, there'll be no extra fees. But there are a few cases we have seen where Citi was charging actually prepayment penalty fees. Okay, what about the perks and features? Well, when you apply through Citi, you have a fast response time. We love that a lot. Sometimes within 24 to 48 hours, which is really good. And you have a quick deposit turnaround. In other words, if you already have an account with Citi, they will actually deposit the loan proceeds directly into your account. So this is really good when you think about it. This is really great. You get your cash real fast, and you can do whatever you want to do with the cash. Not a problem. Let us talk about eligibility, boss. So I just want to quickly remind you of today's conversation. We're having a deep dive into Citibank personal loans. Okay, I'm giving you all the tricks, all the hacks that you need to always qualify for Citi personal loan. Now, let's talk about that. How do you qualify? How do you qualify? So the Citi has what we call the magic trifecta. So the Citi will look at your credit score. They will look at your income, and then you look at whether you have co-signers and co-applicants. But in all of that, what really matters, and we have said this before, is to have a relationship with Citi. So they also look, I mean, this is not like an actual criterion. They never say it, but we have seen in our experience for the last 25 to 30 years, the Citi pays attention to the depth and breadth of your relationship with them. How broad and how deep is your relationship with them? Okay. So, I mean, how long have you had an account with them? What is the history on that account? Have you had like some kind of crazy, NSF events like overdraft events, or things have been like very, very cool and quiet over the last, let's say, 10 years or 5 years? They look at all those things. So when we talk about credit score requirements, the minimum we have seen Citi actually be comfortable with is 600. Even though we have seen a few cases last year or even 2 years ago when they actually approved someone with a 575 credit score, but that person had a strong relationship with the local agency, with the local branch. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, if you have 600 minimum, they will be fine. This will be fine. In terms of income requirements, Citi is the one of the few banks around that has a very low annual income requirements. They will take you if you have a $10,500 annual salary. That's the minimum. Okay, and so that's even less than $1,000 a month, and we're talking about gross income. So you can see that this is really low. I mean low, depending on what the requirements that other lenders have. Okay, and also Citi will ask you whether or not you have co-signers and co-applicants who can actually help you increase your odds of approval. Okay, because you need to understand, Citibank does not allow co-signers, but in some cases, based on your situation, they will allow it. They might allow co-borrowers. They might allow co-applicants. The thing is, what we have seen in the last few years, Citi has been having a policy where they do things on a case-by-case basis. Okay, so yeah. Let's really talk about the application process itself, boss. So the thing is, how do you actually apply for a Citibank personal loan? I mean, I just want to remind you, we're not speaking about large amounts, but hey, listen, if all you need is anything between 2,000 and 30,000, you are in luck here. Okay, so Citibank allows you to apply for a loan at there are multiple ways to apply for a Citibank personal loan. So you can actually get a loan actually online. If you already have an account with Citi, what they'll ask you to do, they'll ask you to log into your account and actually follow the steps from there. What will happen here is that when you log into your account, you will see on your dashboard, you will see a section where they say credit products. Apply for a loan, apply for a credit card. You will see also your pre-approved offers. So you have this credit section whereby you can actually apply for a loan. So when you apply for a loan, so the process starts from there. And what will happen here is that you will submit your application, and the Citi, if you get approved, they will contact you, or if they need additional information, they will contact you also. Okay, so so whether you apply online, over the phone, or at a branch, you need to complete the application form. So you need to fill out the application form, or tell the rep, if you apply online, tell the rep to actually fill out the application on your behalf with the info you give to him or her. And the as I just want to say here is that I want to specify, this is really important. I want to make sure that this is not lost in the whole conversation, that you need to have a Citi deposit account for at least 12 months to be eligible. You need to be an existing Citibank customer. Okay, if you're not, you want to first open a Citibank account and wait for 12 months before you can qualify. So you complete the application form, you finalize the loan. So once you're approved, once you send it out, Citi will actually do a hard pull on your credit to make sure that you have the particulars they're looking for, the financial particulars they were looking for. And if you do, they will actually approve you. Okay. So once you're approved, you can follow any extra steps necessary to finalize the loan. So this may include sending more documentation. You will also be prompted to choose the repayment term. Okay. And then you'll receive the lump sum. As I said before, Citi will deposit the money in your account, and not a problem. And this can take up to let's say 1 business day for direct deposits, or up to 5 business days for checks. Okay, and you just need to set up your monthly payments. So after you receive the funds, you want to find out when your first payment is due. So you want to mark that date on your calendar, or even consider setting up automatic payments. Automatic payments are just way better, way better. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a convo about Citi personal loans. How do you get approved? What are the hacks, tips? What are the latest hacks and tips that you need to follow? And one thing I want to say here is that when we talk about the customer reviews in terms of Citibank personal loans, the customer reviews are not really, I think they were like across the board, they're average. Okay, they're average. And on some platforms, Citi has had very bad reviews. The thing is that when it comes to Citibank is not like Chase. Chase has better customer reviews. Bank of America has better customer reviews. Even Wells Fargo. Citi has had a few rocky years. I mean, they're trying to really, they're trying to turn things around, and we appreciate that. We actually follow them. We believe that they will get there. But for us, what really matters is not like the personal loan. It's not the customer review of the bank as a whole. We care more about the personal loan process. In other words, do you get approved really fast? Do you get your cash really fast? Do they have customer service in relationship with the loans only? Is that great customer service? And honestly, to all those questions, our answers are yes, yes, yes. In other words, they do a better job when it comes to managing the customer service for their loans and credit cards than they do on the banking side of things. So if you have a checking account, a savings account with Citi, the reviews are not really that good. But if you have a loan or a credit card or line of credit for that matter, the reviews are a lot better. So the thing is that why should this matter to you? I mean, if you meet the eligibility requirements, if you are making $10,500 at least a year, you've been a customer you've been a Citi customer for 1 year at least. Why should this really matter? Think about it. I mean, you want the cash. You're looking for money. You have this emergency. You have this financial gap you need to fill. I mean, so if Citi can actually help you do it, well, why should it really matter if they have a crappy customer service or not? You just want to have your $2,000 to $30,000 approved because you need money, boss. You need money. Let's just focus on that, okay? Let me give you a few alternatives, because when we talk about Citi personal loans, I mean, Citi is not the only player in this field, and it's a really crowded players, and it's a really crowded field, by the way. And so how does Citi personal loan, how does a Citi personal loan stack up? The thing is, you need to understand, when we talk about best personal loan, you are speaking about competitive rates. You're speaking about flexible loan amounts, and you're speaking about a wide range of terms, right? So Citibank. So if we were to compare Citibank to U.S. Bank, for example, first of all, Citibank is a national bank. U.S. Bank is a regional player, okay? And but one interesting thing that you need to think about is that unlike Citibank, you don't need to be an existing U.S. Bank customer to apply for a personal loan. Existing U.S. Bank customers can borrow as much as $50,000, while non-customers can borrow up to $25,000. Customers need to have a minimum credit score of 6 to 660 to qualify for a U.S. Bank personal loan. Okay, so let's compare Citi to another player, Wells Fargo. So Citi is a national player. Wells Fargo is also a national player. In other words, they were actually available. They have branches in all 50 states, including Alaska and Hawaii. Okay, so Wells Fargo offers a personal loans up to $100,000, which is much greater than Citibank's limit. Wells Fargo's personal loans have terms ranging from 12 to 84 months, while Citibank's maximum repayment terms is 60 months. So, like Citibank though, Wells Fargo also does not charge any prepayment penalty, origination fees, or closing fees. So if you were to compare Citibank to Wells Fargo is way, 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 way better. What about Citibank versus SoFi? Now, SoFi personal loans range from $5,000 to $100,000, and Citibank has a lower maximum loan amount, which may be better for customers who don't need to borrow a large sum. However, SoFi has repayment terms up to 84 months, while Citibank only offers a maximum repayment term of 60 months. So SoFi also requires a minimum credit score of 600 to 650 to qualify. So if you were to compare Citibank to SoFi is way, 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 way better. One thing I really want you to know before actually choosing a Citi personal, like choosing whether to apply for a Citi personal loan or whether to apply for another loan. I mean, you can apply for a loan at Wells Fargo, PNC, U.S. Bank, SoFi, Upstart, Upgrade, Livestream, and whatnot. It's really important to understand that you want to have a plan, you want to have a formula that allows you to know whether or not a loan is too costly, it's reasonable, it has decent terms. Okay, you always want to look at the loan cost. You always want to pay attention to the loan cost. How much are they charging you in terms of fees? So when we talk about cost, we're speaking about the interest rate itself, so the APR itself. Okay, we're also talking about the fees. So do they have origination fees? Do they have a closing fees? Do they have prepayment fees? Do they have a late payment fees? And if they do, what are those fees? So that's an important question you need to think about. Also think about the loan details. The loan details is important. For example, how much is the lender giving you? How much is Citi willing to give you? Because Citi has a 2,000 to 30,000, but this doesn't mean that you will get the 30,000, because to get a 30,000, you better have a good income profile and good credit profile too. So if you don't have those two, you're not going to qualify for the 30 grand. The 30 grand is like the top tier here. Okay. So well, what are the loan details? How much is Citi finally giving you? You also need to think about your eligibility and accessibility. So you have been a Citi customer for at least 1 year now. Okay. I mean, is it 1 year or is it 5 years? Is it 10 years? So how deep and broad is your relationship to Citi? So this will be really important. And also, does customer experience matter to you? I mean, do you care about customer experience? Do you want to be on the phone for 25 minutes before somebody picks up the phone? Or are you comfortable do you want to have answers right away? This is really important. And do you want to apply for this Citi personal loan at a branch, online, or over the phone? Okay, so those are things you need to think about. Those are criteria that will help you make the final decision of whether or not Citibank's personal loan are right for you. One thing I want to say before closing today's conversation is that Citibank personal loans are great if you are a Citi customer who does not need a lot of cash. Okay, if you don't need a lot of cash, 22,000 to 30,000 is enough. Okay, and like people talk about, well, you can apply with SoFi, you can get all the way to $100,000, but when you get the loan, this ain't your money. You have to repay it. You have to pay it back. So it's not about how much you can get. It's how much you can afford to pay it back. Okay, very important. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about Citi personal loans. So I gave you an overview. I explained to you the details, eligibility, the application process, the alternatives, and the methodology you need to follow if you want to qualify real fast for a city personal loan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.